Welcome back here to Weather on the Go. My name is Hunter. In this forecast, we're going to be talking about spring-like temperatures returning with some record-breaking highs, spring thunderstorms with severe weather, and winter does not want to leave us alone as we have more heavy wet snow expected and several inches of it coming to parts of the United States as we go through this week. So we're going to walk you through the weather pattern step by step. So make sure to subscribe to the channel here, follow along with all my detailed, accurate, and reliable weather information on YouTube. Like the video, very important to press the like button. The more likes we get, the more information that gets passed out to more and more people. And share this video. Press the share button to share this with friends, family, and on social media. I definitely appreciate it. So furthermore, let's go into the video and look here at the temperature anomalies for this upcoming work week. Here is Monday, March 17th through Friday, March 21st. Notice the warmest of the air into the center of the country here. So the Great Plains up into the Midwest, into the Great Lakes, and the Ohio Valley. A little bit cooler here to the southeast toward Florida, and a little bit cooler as well across the west as we have multiple troughs that are going to be swinging through the country and keeping us a lot cooler this week. Now, here are your high temperatures expected this afternoon on Monday, March 17th. Notice the 70-degree line goes all the way up into South Dakota, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. 80s will be possible as far north as Nebraska. In fact, where you see those boxed out there, we actually have a chance for some record high temperatures in Nebraska and into Kansas today. 90 degrees for a high in south central Texas this afternoon. Now, as we go into tomorrow, record-breaking highs continue from the Texas Panhandle into parts of Kansas and Missouri, even over here into Illinois, as the 70s, 80s, and 90s continue to rise as we go into Tuesday, March 18th. As we go into Wednesday, strong cold front moves through, but more record highs possible, maybe over here toward West Virginia there on the 19th on Wednesday, and then we start to return our winds back from the south late this week and warm us up again by Friday. So let's look here at our storm system that's exiting across the eastern United States here today. We are seeing some rainfall across portions of Boston down toward Hartford into the Rhode Island region, into eastern Long Island, Cape Cod, up into Maine. A lot of these areas seeing some soaking rain here this morning. That is continuing into this afternoon, and we're going to continue to see that across portions of Cape Cod, Boston, Portland, Maine as we go into this evening. Maybe even some snowfall here up into northern Maine as this storm system grabs some colder air, changes that rain over to snow, and finally be exiting the United States by around midday tomorrow. So looking at the additional rainfall accumulation, we're seeing additionally an inch, maybe inch and a half of rain up there into eastern Maine and coastal Maine. So Portland definitely seeing the potential for heavy rain there. Boston around another half an inch of rain. Cape Cod could see up to 2 inches worth of additional rainfall through your Tuesday. Same thing over there in toward Rhode Island. The further west you go toward New York State and Pennsylvania and Jersey, that's where we're going to see the rainfall mounts really begin to taper off and lessen with westward extent. So looking here at our new storm system going into this week, that's the one that's exiting across the east with a trough. We have another trough digging in across the west coast into California as we go into today. That'll continue to bring some stormy weather across the west as we go into tomorrow on Tuesday before swinging out across the middle of the country as it ejects up there as a neutrally tilted trough into the Midwest there as we go into Wednesday, and then brings us unsettled weather into the east by Thursday and Friday. So let's look at the storm system as it moves into the west here today. We are actually seeing some pretty heavy snow in the Sierra Mountains. So if you are traveling out across the west, the Sierra Mountains in California will be impacted by some heavy wet snow today. The foothill regions of California actually seeing some pretty heavy rainfall today, and that will continue as we go into this afternoon. A lot more of that snow will be coming in and crossing areas of Nevada into southern Idaho, northern Utah, even into western Wyoming. Some snow showers in the Pacific Northwest. The Cascades will be possible with all this energy as well. And that just continues through the day there on Tuesday. I think Tuesday's a day where we see more of the snowfall spreading inland, so more of the Rockies seeing that. Montana, southward to northern Arizona and New Mexico, Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, those areas start to see more snow there on Tuesday, and that just continues off and on throughout the day and even into your Wednesday morning. So as far as precipitation is concerned for rainfall purposes, we are actually seeing rainfall amounts of around a half inch up to an inch in parts of coastal California, so keeping an eye on that. But looking at the snowfall, this is going to be a more efficient snowfall producer than it is a rainfall producer across the Midwest. It's going to replenish the watershed out west, the Sierra Mountains seeing the potential of up to 3 feet of snow and some very heavy snowfall for the Rockies and the ski resorts out west. So if you're a skier out there, this is what you like to see. You like to see some heavy wet snow across the ski resorts in the west here, definitely getting a replenishment later on here this week. Now here for today, the Storm Prediction Center is not highlighting any areas for severe weather. In fact, in the light green, that is just general garden variety storms, essentially a 0 out of 5 on the risk scale. Now, as we go into Tuesday, tomorrow, this is a level 1 out of 5 in the darker green, stretching from eastern and southeast Nebraska through Iowa here. So Des Moines back toward Omaha, we have the threat for some low-end severe weather. Gusty winds, hail, and a brief isolated tornado cannot be ruled out, but I actually do think the hail threat will be more amplified there on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, that moves out across portions of the Mississippi Valley and the Midwest, parts of the Ohio Valley, as we have that marginal risk extending again from Des Moines toward Milwaukee, Chicago, Indianapolis, Paducah, over there towards portions of Bowling Green, Nashville, Memphis, all the way down to Jackson, Mississippi, Huntsville, and Florence in Alabama. Those are the areas affected there on Wednesday. Now let's go back again, talk about Tuesday. This is the area highlighted again from Nebraska into Iowa. This looks to be more of a hail threat as we go into the day on Tuesday, really overnight. So we're going to see a very dry, low-level atmosphere there on Tuesday. Dew points are only into the 30s. That's not going to get it done for severe weather, but throughout the day, we're going to have a southerly wind, and that's going to pump in moisture from the south all the way up into Nebraska and Iowa. Dew points will rise into the middle 40s, and then as we go into overnight, we're not going to see very high dew points, but there's a boundary here. Notice the dew points in northern Iowa are in the 30s. Southern Iowa, we're in the upper 40s, low 50s with dew points, and right on that boundary, that's where we have the potential for elevated thunderstorms. So elevated thunderstorms can't produce tornadoes or damaging winds very much because they're not surface rooted near the ground, right? So we're seeing more hail because they're elevated, and that's what we're seeing here on the north side of that boundary. So looking at the instability throughout the day, really don't have a lot of storm energy. We build that up, though, as we go overnight Tuesday and into early Wednesday morning to around maybe 500 to 1,000 joules per kilogram, and that is plenty this time of year for some severe weather. So here's Tuesday morning as you're heading off to work or school, very quiet. The radar should be pretty quiet as far as thunderstorms are concerned. Throughout the day, we're going to see the potential for that storm energy to build, and then by the time we get into the overnight hours, here comes some storms. They'll start over here in Nebraska, and then they'll progress further east into Iowa here, and again, these are elevated near and just north of that boundary, so we're going to see more hail and heavy rain become the problem as we go into early Wednesday morning. So be watching that from Omaha up there towards Des Moines, Waterloo, Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, even Dubuque, Iowa as we go into Wednesday morning. Then here's your Wednesday outlook. Again, a level 1 out of 5 stretching across parts of the Midwest, Ohio Valley, down across the deep south. Similar areas that had severe weather a few days ago. The good news is it's a low-end day for severe weather. So we're not talking about a high risk, a moderate risk, or anything like that. But we are seeing the ingredients coming together for maybe a low-end day for severe weather. 50s dew points going all the way up into southern Wisconsin. That will yield some weekend stability, 500 to 1,000 joules per kilogram, and plenty of storm energy to get those storms going. And sustaining those storms, we actually have a pretty strong 500 millibar mid-level jet streak rounding the base of that neutrally tilted trough, and that's a lot of storm energy there as we go through portions of your Wednesday. So looking here Wednesday morning, isolated hailers out here in the Hawkeye state of Iowa. I think those storms will start to weaken with time, and then we'll have new storm development across portions there of eastern Iowa, the land of Lincoln here in Illinois, all the way southward towards Mississippi and western Tennessee through Wednesday afternoon. A few of those across portions of Mississippi into Tennessee and Alabama, as the Storm Prediction Center alluded to in their outlook synopsis. These could be supercells, okay? So we could have the threat for some isolated tornadoes as we go into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening with further southward extent where the moisture is just a little bit richer further to the south. Now, the storm is also going to have a cold side to it, right? We're going to see some heavy snowfall. You can see the snow in the blue out here across the west. The green is the rain, and notice here as we go into Tuesday, here's the snow coming out across the Front Range into Wyoming and into eastern Colorado, and then we're starting to pick up the snow. Notice the tight isobars here as well. Strong winds and snow could create some low visibility, even near whiteout conditions at times across Nebraska and into Kansas as that colder air comes rushing in Wednesday morning, and then we see a a nice thin area, but potent area of snow from Omaha, stretching just north and west of Des Moines, up toward Rochester, Minnesota, La Crosse, Wisconsin, Rhinelander, all the way up toward Marquette, Michigan. Could be seeing some pretty heavy snow, maybe an inch per hour snow rates at times with that throughout the day on Wednesday. Then that thunderstorm area with marginal risk will turn over to snow as the cold air comes rushing in on the backside. Strong gusty winds here on the backside of that storm as we go into Thursday, and then we see more rain across the east going into Thursday and into Friday. So what are we looking at for snowfall? Several inches of accumulation. Don't put the snow boots, snow shovels away just yet. I think we could be seeing a good 3 to 6 inches, maybe some isolated totals higher than that across especially southeast Minnesota and into northern Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. Once you get closer towards Lake Superior, a little bit of lake effect snow, lake enhancement to that, could give us some double-digit snowfall totals up to 10, 12 inches here across the UP of Michigan. Now, as we go into southeastern Canada, this system is going to strengthen. It's going to mature, has a lot more cold air to work with further north. So Ontario here and into Quebec could be seeing around 35 to 40 millimeters worth of snow, and you convert that over to inches, that is around a foot to foot and a half of snow. So a good 12 to 18 inches of snow will be possible there across portions of Ontario into western Quebec, just south of the Hudson Bay as we end the week. Now, looking here at Friday, there's going to be another storm system. This one's going to be much more moisture starved later on in the week here. So Friday morning got more snow here from Montana down into Colorado. Heaviest snow likely into the Rockies in Colorado there. And then again, this storm system is going to be moisture starved because we have a dry cold front coming through as we go in towards late in the week. And it's going to be hard to get that moisture further north again once we get that strong cold front. So it's going to be moisture starved, but a little bit of rain will be possible across the mid-south, the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, and into the east as we go into the weekend. And that'll be something we're going to contend with as we go into Saturday. And then Sunday, we got a much stronger storm coming through. That could bring us some severe weather. So let's look here first at the first system to late this week on Friday. This could bring us around 1/10 of an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch of rain across the Ohio River Valley, down into the Tennessee Valley and the east. Not a big deal here, but definitely moistening up that soil. And we look at our temperatures here this weekend. Notice on Saturday, the 60-degree line going all the way up into the central high plains, the lower Midwest, into the lower Ohio River Valley, 70s, 80s further south here towards the Dixie Alley region, Florida, Texas, going to be seeing the warmer air on Saturday. And we look at the potential here for some severe weather. Saturday, March 22nd, we don't have the chance for severe weather. And we go back to the temperatures here on Sunday. Notice we have the warmer air really building here out across the lower Mississippi Valley. That is going to help our storm energy go up there for Sunday. And we actually do have a day 7 risk. Yes, 7 days out for some severe weather. This is a 15% or equivalent level 2 out of 5 slight risk for severe weather in northeast Texas. This does include the Dallas-Fort Worth area up toward Texarkana, southeast Oklahoma, much of Arkansas there, so Little Rock, Fort Smith down to Pine Bluffs, and then over here into northern Louisiana, Shreveport eastward to Monroe, southwest Tennessee, so the Memphis region, and then down here into north central Mississippi. So we're talking Tupelo, Yazoo City, and all the way down into Jackson, Mississippi there, with all modes of severe weather in play on Sunday, March 23rd. Damaging winds, hail, and a couple tornadoes cannot be ruled out here. Right now, what it looks like here, we got that first system there Saturday. Another trough comes in, and this could bring us a lot more of dynamics with the instability building there on Sunday. So here's Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. Dew points are going to be rising through the 50s and into the low and even mid 60s near the coastal Texas there and into Louisiana. That's going to provide a plenty of instability. Now, the severe weather is likely going to be on the nose of that instability axis there across Oklahoma, Arkansas, and down into Mississippi. And looking here at that on Sunday, this is an early look at it. You can see most of the day will be dry, but then here we go into the afternoon. We got a big bow echo potentially developing, or what we call an MCS. This is a mesoscale convective system. This could bring a good rush of wind on the leading edge with 60, 70 mile an hour winds, some hail in there, and a couple of brief spin up tornadoes if we have any kinks along the leading edge of that line. And then that will weaken once it moves down there towards the Gulf Coast and northwest Florida on Monday morning. That will bring its fair share of rain. So if we look at the two systems coming through Saturday and then again Sunday for the deep south, could be seeing upwards to an inch of rain here. Areas east of I-35 primarily in East Texas, so Tyler down to Waco, Sacramento, Houston Metroplex, Galveston, those areas, and then further east, Little Rock, down here toward Baton Rouge and into Lake Charles, New Orleans, Jackson, over into Montgomery there, Mobile. Those areas could be seeing up to an inch of rain with this system by the time the weekend is all said and done. So that was a lot of information. I hope that you guys enjoyed my weather forecast. We're going to have another weather forecast again here this evening, so make sure to stay tuned in for that. That'll come out around 7, 8 o'clock here this evening, so be prepared for that. Turn on all post notifications for that video. For this video, subscribe to the channel. Follow along with all my detailed, accurate, and reliable weather information. Again, that video will be out later on today, 7, 8 o'clock this evening for an update. And again, like the video, give it a thumbs up, share this video with friends, family, and on social media. I definitely appreciate it. The more likes we get, the more shares we get, the more information that gets passed around to more and more people, so they are aware of the upcoming snowstorm, severe weather, and some heavy rainfall as we go through the week. Thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful and safe rest of your Monday out there.